Hello, KAELES here and welcome to my 16th video. In this video I'm going to talk a little about the Sherman or the M551 as you see here, and the Grizzly, which is a premium plane that I picked up during one of the big sales. So let's start with the Sherman. This machine started out as a great machine when it came to the game and might have been a little bit in a gray zone because of its being an ATGM, and when they got released there was mostly just ATGM fights. But now when they have fixed the ATGMs a little more, if you can say it in that way, the Sherman got into a really bad spot where it only got up-tiered to fight T-64s and stuff like that. But in this current patch, when they have had a lot more top tier tanks, there have been a surplus of the top tiers, so that 8.3, 8.7, 8.0 has become its own battleground. So therefore I tried out my Sherman again, and they recently buffed the heat shell, the regular first one, and I'm going to show a clip where I really went on a rampage and I got like 4 or 5 kills in like 4 or 5 rounds. It was awesome. And you would never be able to do that with the old heat round. But with the new one, it actually has the diameter of the, like the thickness of the shell, because before it did not have that. Before it was a tiny heat in this 152 millimeter. And also, I'm not going to show that much in this one. I don't think I'm going to show that at all. But the shillelagh, or whatever, how you would pronounce it, this ATGM is really good versus leopards and stuff. But it's really hard to use because if you move when you fire it, I might show a little clip of that. The ATGM will spawn a few meters to your left or right, or do a big turn, and that can really mess you up with this 14-second reload at top tier, or at almost top tier. So yeah, that's that about this thing. Armor wise, it doesn't have any armor. It has, well, 2 millimeters here, but it has armor on the inside. Can check how much it is though. But it has like 30 millimeters, 25 on average, of aluminium alloys, which do not protect against anything really. We can see if it protects against 50-cals. Barely. Yeah, the sides. Let's see, can you have straight up armor piercing? Yeah, as you see, the armor isn't very good. There's some areas which you can penetrate with 50-cals, and that should say everything about the armor of this. So you're really susceptible to planes and things with 50-cals or 15mm or even 20mm coaxial guns. So you see the armor isn't very good. And the reason that I have the Grizzly, which is a 4.7 plane, which is pretty interesting, is because of this nose-mounted 75mm cannon here. This is probably the most accurate 75mm cannon in the game on a plane. I have the duck and the PJJs. What is it called? PBJ. Yeah, this one. But the cannon on this one is a little bit to your left here, so you have to compensate, which makes it really hard to use. But something I didn't notice when I first got this thing was that if you look at the duck, for example, let's see, it's here, you can see it because of the greener skin. You can see that the armor piercing round is a solid shot. It's a high velocity armor piercing tracer. And it has an enormous amount of penetration, because you have to think that the shell goes from the sky. So when it penetrates like the side of a turret or the top of a turret, most turrets doesn't have 175 millimeters on point blank, or roughly 150 on the range that you would shoot it at, or between that. But if you looked at this thing, it only pens 90 millimeters, but it has an explosive inside it of TNT equivalent of 63.7 grains. This doesn't seem to be a big deal, but when you have an armor-piercing high explosive basically, and you shoot it through the roof or something, you can destroy everything in the turret. I one-shotted Abrams in this thing. It's great if you can do it. Also, if you want to shoot on bombers, the 10mm high explosive one is really good for that. Well, one round should be good enough for pretty much everything. Either you blow off the entire plane or you blow off the tip of the wing, and then the bomber has a bad day. So, armor-wise, this has a little bit of armor, but it's pretty much designed to fly and either kill tanks, mostly, and maybe bombers. But if you go against a fighter, you have to be really accurate with this thing. Even if you have 12.7 millimeters, two of them, underneath here, they are not that good. But if you hit anything with the 75, it's so satisfying. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend getting this thing unless it's on a sale, because, well, it's basically the top tier premium of the Americans. It's not that good in anything except killing tanks, in my opinion. Or maybe ground strike. I haven't tried it out that much in air RB or air realistic. I'm not that big fan of planes anymore, but I got it during a sale. And yeah, so now I'm going to cut over to some gameplay. I think I'm going to start with some gameplay where I'm showing the thing where if you fire your ATGM on the move, and then I'm going to cut over to Stalingrad. So here we are with the Sherman or M551 in the firing range, and I'm just going to show quickly how the rockets, if you move the slightest, okay, that wasn't a good show, but if you move and shoot, you see that the rocket goes off a little bit, and if a target is really close to you, like this, okay, maybe not that close, but you see why this could hinder your accuracy. Because sometimes the target is not standing still, and he's also moving. But you can see in this showcase that the ATDMs can do a lot of damage if you hit in the right spots. Let's see if we can find something hard to kill. Mouse. Well, you can kill a mouse with it, but that was just a quick showcase of how the rocket spawns a little bit to the side sometimes when you shoot. And also the rocket turns really well now. So you can really lob the ATGM around buildings and stuff. The range, I think, cuts out about 2.5–3 kilometers. So that's something to think about. So yeah, I'm going to cut over to Stalingrad now, so see you there. So here we cut back into the replay, where I'm playing the Grizzly right now. And you'll see me try to target a Leopard around there it is, below my plane. And I just want to show you that you can do a lot of damage with the Grizzly. So if we speed up a little bit, and then turn, then here we are. So if we go to my aim, you can see that I'm trying to hit a metal ball, and if you see that damage in the turret, that's just amazing. And then suddenly I got shot by a anti-air, but that's to be... I'm surprised I didn't get shot on earlier in this slow plane. So I checked on my minimap, and you can see that I have a lot of targets around me here. And My thought was that I wanted to spawn in and try to get one kill at least. And then this happened. So just waiting for it to spawn in. I see this AMX-30, I think it is. Gets him in one shot. I'm surprisingly not dead yet. I'm smoking the side, which I know most of the enemies are on. And you can see here on the map that I'm checking where everyone is. And I think there is something coming up. Yeah, Panther 2, kill in one shell. Like, this shell do so much damage now. So it's worth having it with you, even after you can't carry more than 10 ATGMs anymore. And I'm really happy about this. I think there's a mouse now, 2 shells. Getting the Gambage and Gunner first. And then I think I finish him off with hitting the ammo. And this is, I'm the only one in our team left. Oh well, we have an M42, but he's about to die in a plane. But I'm actually the only tank left. And I have taken out 3 people so far. I think there's someone more around this corner, but I'm getting this guy first. 1 shell. Straight to the ammo. Like, this game, I just spawned in as the last player that actually could do damage. And just stomped on everyone that basically were around spawn camping us. And it was such a great feeling to just get 1, get 2, get 3, get 4. And I think I finally got a 5th just before the game ends. About now. Like, I was so in the moment, and you can see the power that the Chernin brings with it. It might not have armor, it might not have mobility, but it has a great gun. So here we are back in the replay screen, and as you see, I got 7 kills, but 5 of those were with the Chernin. 1 of them was with the Grizzly, and 1 of them was with my M60 that I didn't show in the video. But I got a Leopard from the front, and then I tried to kill an IS-4 with a new APDS, which, well, in some cases it's good, but versus an IS-4, which I can't penetrate from any direction except behind, it's not very usable. So yeah. Anyways, so as a conclusion, I would say that if you can play this thing as an like the Type 60 SPG or the M50, like never getting hit, never getting seen, and just hitting people in general with either the ATGM or the heat shell. Like 3.73 kilograms of TNT can pretty much blow through, I think it's 30 or 40 millimeters equivalent. Maybe 20, I don't know. But you saw in the video, it can do a lot of damage. And the HE shell is really good also if you know how to use HE, and it's a great way of getting rid of light tanks. And the ATGM it's just so wonderful to have an ATGM on long range. I played Sinai last night, I think it was. I don't know. And I just ATGM'd over the sand or the dunes of Sinai. And one thing that I want to pick up before I end this video is I don't know why it's laggy in the videos. I'm going to try to solve that in the coming few videos. But right now I don't feel like doing that. So for this video, you just have to survive that. And yeah, that's about it. So have a great day, and I hope my 16th video was good.